The muscle that you have when you're a founder is you find a problem and you solve it, and it's very 0 to 1. And I think in the trust and safety space, it's the same muscle.
I'm John Starr, advisor at Thorn.
I'm Paylez Halai, senior manager of partnerships at Thorn.
And this is Safe Space. So one, I think, really interesting wrinkle, Lauren, just in hearing you talk about your background and experience as an entrepreneur, a founder, and your role now in this technology that didn't exist just a handful of years ago, is the fact that you're having to build from the ground up. And so, is that something that you're drawn to as a human having this experience? And how does that help or guide you in your role today?
The short answer is yes. I think the muscle, the muscle that you have when you're a founder is you find a problem and you solve it, and it's very 0 to 1, and it's white space typically, and I love that. I love greenfield and open space and lack of clarity and messiness. And I think in the trust and safety space, it's the same muscle. The way that users use our technologies changes constantly, and you are constantly building 0 to 1 and new detection and new execution. And on this technology in particular, it is complete greenfield and white space, which is to say, to your point, it didn't exist a number of years ago. And so I am quite literally living my dream job in that it is using that muscle that I had as a founder, and I've had has been kind of the through line through my career, which is to say hard problems that are unsolved that require net new solutions for underserved populations is sort of my through line through all of my experiences.
How do you see the importance of having a growth mindset in that 0 to 1 space? We had, and Paylez has heard me reference this, but at Twitter and at Thorn, there was a kind of a phrase that we used often is, this is what building something feels like. Whether you have a failure and you learn, this is what it feels like. If you have a massive win, this is what it feels like. And we use that as a team to really drive that growth mindset. From your perspective, though, how is that intertwined through your day?
I fail all the time. I fail constantly. When I think about what I optimize for in roles and careers and every day, it is learning something new. It is not title or anything external. It is all focused on learning and impact. And I am happy to fail. I am happy to be wrong. I am happy to try things that will not work. It's part of the reason why we launched this parental notifications piece of parental controls. We could have looked at the industry before us and copied and pasted the way that we chose to do this, but we pushed the industry, and it might not work. It's part of the reason we're doing this slowly. I love that as a person. I like to push and learn and grow and fail because that's where I get better, and that's where the industry gets better, and that's where we have the biggest impact on the users we're trying to protect.
And what sort of advice do you have perhaps for an aspiring neuro doctor who's maybe turned off by chemistry, who has a 0 to 1 mindset? What advice would you have for that person who's considering a move into our field?
It's funny. When I took that Chem 1A class in college and just really didn't love it, I have a vivid memory of calling my parents in tears, feeling lost, not having any idea what I was going to do with my life. If I couldn't do a chemistry class, what was I going to do with my life? It felt like it was over. And my dad was sort of the one who reframed it for me. And my parents are exceptional at this, which is to say, when one door closes, a window opens, or when one door closes, another one opens, and take every failure or every perceived failure, figure out what you learned from it. And in that case, it was, I didn't like chemistry. And then find the window and figure out what else to walk through. And so my advice that I often give is, if you ever fail, think of it as a gift and then find the window. What is the next thing that you can tackle? What is the next thing you can learn? Even if it's a failure also, it means you've learned something and you've had impact.
This is just part of the conversation with Lauren Jonas. You can watch more highlights and catch the full Safe Space episode right here.